All right, we're back for another educational video, doing some momentum indicators. We've done RSI, money flow, stochastics, I believe. MACD we'll do right now. MACD is very common among traders, swing traders. Everyone knows MACD. It's a moving average convergence, divergence, trend following momentum indicator that shows a relationship between two moving averages of a security's price. The MACD is calculated by subtracting 26-period exponential moving average and the 12-period EMA. It was created by Gerald Apple in the 1970s. Revealed changes in strength, direction, momentum, and duration trend. So let's take a look at some images. All right, this is Investopedia. All right, here you see the MACD. Right here, the stock was going up. Then we had a big cross down. And right here, you can see the crossover. The MACD is the two lines. And it crossed over. So you have on this line, it's like orange and blue. It was very bearish here. Then we went sideways. And then the blue crossed up above the orange, and it was very bullish. And then you had a drop down and move up. So it was very bullish on that chart. On that. And here you see the MACD histogram. This going down right here, and then the green going up. Now, a lot of times seeing this peak on the MACD, on the histogram, a lot of times it's best to get in right in the peak if you can catch it. By the time it goes green, sometimes it moves almost over. So you'll see that a lot. Move here, see this? You had a move, the divergence getting higher. And then higher, you can see right here, huge MACD green candles here on the histogram bar. Let's take a look at some other. This is Speed Trader. Technical indicators explain how to use MACD. Right here, you see the crossover. See this blue over, I guess, pink, moving up, signal line. The divergence, we're getting higher and higher on that. And this one we had to move down. Look at that move, all the way down. We start to cross up right there. What other lines they have here? Histogram switches, see this? You had a crossover in that line over this line, bullish crossover, and then a bearish crossover right there. Sometimes these indicators are the indicators are not sometimes going to catch up to the speed of the prices. Sometimes they're lagging. So that happens often. You see a bearish MACD, bullish MACD, price increase, bearish divergence. See this? The price is going up. It's still going, but the divergence is getting lower, and the price eventually decreased. Overbought and oversold values. Right here, the price increases. And then we have a constant decrease right here. See this? Decrease, decrease. And you see right here the divergence going down. I'm trading with MACD indicator on this one. See a bullish crossover, this blue line over red. Crossover, signal line. Touched here and kept going. And then right here you had a bearish crossover. And it sort of went flat though. Now here's a bullish divergence breakout. You have a range here. See this range? Now your MACD is going up right here. MACD is going up. And then it breaks out of this range. And then we're going up. And then you have a trend line formed. And you see this line here? It's very bullish divergence here. Until we had to sell right down here. So let's get info from Speed Trader. Other charts we have here. Right here on this little chart, you get a signal line down. See, we're very bearish on the histogram. Then we had a crossover right here in this line, and we went way up on this. And then the histogram started to fade. So once it starts to fade, you're getting a little frothy on the long side. Then it came all the way down and started to fade. So that was a move on that. What else do we have here? Let's see here. We look at other charts here. Moving averages, convergence, divergence. So right here, you get a huge move up on this chart. And then, it starts to fade here after that big run. And, draw your line here. This was a line, a trend line. And eventually came all the way down. Now, this looks like it was about a week in August. And then right here, the bullish MACD. See this? And see the divergence, very, very small divergence here. But on this one, you can see here, as soon as it starts to get green, you go above, these lines here, these candles, and then it takes off. And look at that. And what a long it was on that. And then MACD really started to climb. And on this one, the MACD is sort of flat. This is like the center line. And with a crossover right here, took off, crossover negative, crossover positive, negative. So you can see here, this is like dip buying. So, buy, sell, wait for a signal, buy, sell, buy, and then another sell. So when you have that crossover line, so that's a really good, good way to look at it there. See what else we have here. Find some really good charts here. Here's a MACD histogram on this one. This shows right here, see the crossover negative, and then the crossover to positive. You can see the positive, negative lines right here. See these, the histogram candles aren't huge in this. This right here is pretty, it's negative, not huge candles down, but there was your long entry here, they're saying, and then it crossed over. You could even get it a little bit later. And then once you see this, these candles rise, you have three huge bullish candles, then you have like a doji with a star here, and then go down. So you start to see it fade. See what else we have here on this one. So on this one here, you see the histogram, bullish right here. Then you have a crossover and you get higher. Look at this signal line. And it start to go down. Then a huge candlesticks here, way down here. That really got crushed. On this one, sort of went positive here. Very flat. It's like a zero center line. And then started to break up right here. And then a big candle right here. Then sort of fade back down and went up again. Now you had a divergence here. Very slight, if you see this. You draw that line all the way down. We're still going up right here. Eventually you get a fade. So the divergence on this could have took a while. You could have still been long, but just be aware that it's on a downtrend. Let's see this one here. All right, you see here MACD. You see right here crossover all the way up. Green arrow is the buy, then you hear sell. Came all the way down again. Now, this really could have been a buy down here to here and it went up again. Then there's your sell. Then you're looking here, see this holds, buy, they're saying. And once you see this, draw your line to C. And once you have sort of a bottom line, then draw another line. See how from here to here, that's divergence. So it's not going much lower than if this is showing this and it went up. So that's where you can use all these indicators. If you're not using any indicators, you might miss that. It's good for longer term on the daily chart. You're seeing how this is really moving. So it shows a lot right there. All right, right on here, bearish crossover. So you went negative right down here, and the stock was going down. And you had a bullish crossover right here, went up, bearish crossover down, the crossover again way up, and then we start to fade again. So this one was pretty straightforward. And sometimes it got even higher. See this on the bars, get extremely high. On this one, right here, the crossover, and a huge run up. And then right about here on that crossover down, then it became bearish because you crossed on your lines. Your red went over your white line. Total trend reversal went down. This is a bullish divergence. Stocks going down, making spikes, but still in a time frame going down. Chart is going down. Until we had right here, you had a crossover. So that's the first time we see the MACD sideways. And it really exploded up. And then found a new support level, slowly grinding up. And then eventually right here, came back a little bit, had a huge hammer candle, came back up one more time, tried to test this, didn't hold, and came back again. Now on this was a little bit tougher. On that run-up's pretty good. Here, it's trying to form a double top, came all the way back again. And then we crossed over here. But so you see these three candles in this, and a big green candle. That's a good sign for a long. And then it did take off long. But you got to notice things within the price and within that chart. Let's see what else we got here. All right, here's a good chart here. So you had to move down, bounced up, sort of sideways. It didn't really get these highs. And came all the way back down. You see here, divergence. You have here to here. The stock was going down, but this is sort of going up. And then this was a goodbye to here, and then look at that fake out. Probably people are like, oh, it's not going up. Came right here and crossover took off. They'll do that a lot of times. These charts will fake you out, and that's what will happen on them. Here's the so came up here, came up a little bit higher, then huge drop. And you see this from back here. You see this, and then draw your line. Then you see this, and you see this. So that is, divergence down. That was a good sign on this. Then it really dropped. So divergence will tell a tale a lot of times. So, that's the MACD. You have the histogram on MACD. You can use divergences, long and short. There's a lot of different things you can look at. It's good for, longer time frame too, to see how the chart is moving. I have the MACD on here, let me see. Well, here's the PPO. I think it's the same. MACD. Can you put the MACD on here? See, on this is TC2000. You can change it. Red will be, up will be green, down red. And then we can change this all the way down here. All right, so let's take a look. Say the SPY. So you can see the SPY right here. This is the MACD histogram. Now this don't have the lines where you cross over. This is pure histogram, but look at this. All the way down. Your red. It's kind of choppy here. Then look at this. Your first green is a great sign. And then look how bullish it was. And then it started to fade here, so a little bit worry, and then came down. Negative came up again. Down part of June. Now we're, see this, these moves, we're getting lower and lower too. See the MACD lower, lower, lower. Separate here, it did come up a little bit. And it's sort of chopping around. You're not getting big moves on these MACD histogram. So it's sort of flattening out. You're not getting huge rises. So on the weekly on this, you can clearly see, there was the peak right here. Actually, the peak was back here, but it's showing here it lessened. Or no, this was the peak on that histogram panel. So we went down. And then look how far we've been up. We've been strongly up. You know, it's not stair stepping. We're clearly high and it's staying there. On the monthly, you know, right here, your red candles now are firmly green on that. In the VIX, you see we got very bullish in the MACD. Look at this. The histogram is increasing. Look at that. We're getting higher and higher, but the stock market's getting higher and higher. It's, you know, exploding up. So that's why something's not up. Something doesn't seem right. And that doesn't seem right. On the weekly on this, yeah, it's sort of decreasing on that. UVXY, decreasing. Now you have two green candles here on the daily. You can see this too. Look at this. That is a beautiful stair step up. Look at that. You're getting higher and higher on the MACD histogram. You're not decreasing. You know, my guess on this too, I think we get 25, maybe even 30. We'll see that. See some other stocks. JMI. I've been looking at this for a while because this ran all the way up to 2390. It's come all the way back to like, you know, 876. And look at the histogram here. It looks like here was the peak back in August 21st. And look at this. Draw your line. We're decreasing. We're decreasing every day. Not, you know, dramatically, but it's starting to pick up now. We're getting lower and lower. So, you know, it looks like the selling pressure is gone. Even if this comes down just a little bit more, you know, you can't keep going down at this point from that far of a drop. I don't think, and look at the volume. Volume's decreasing. On the run-up, look at the run-up was higher, but you have decreasing volume here, which means, you know, eventually I think the volume explodes. Any news is going to explode up. So that's how you see it on that. Let me see any other stocks here. What else has moved recently? Here's the TQQQ. Oh, wow. Look at that. I didn't notice. This is showing a high cross. That's usually a reversal. You draw a line right here. Looks like a wedge being formed. Then it's going to drop down. Cross at that. The cross from the bottom to the top. That's like a death cross. If we really pull back in that and TQQ NASDAQ, this will drop to probably 130, like a real strong pullback. And let me see. All right, so, and then the TQQQ. So, you know, here's the move in March. Then this huge move right here. Look at these histogram bars. Then we went sort of sideways. Still going up. This was the major move down. That was back in July. And look at this right here. You have a huge, you know, histogram bar up. So any move up, that did that before too. Then it eventually came back, but it was still moving up. NASDAQ was still moving up. So on the weekly on this, you can see here, look at this again. Red to green. And right there, once you see that green, and then you go here, you're taking off. And it was a long. You see on JMI, the weekly histogram on this. This is how much it's showing. Pretty much flat green. All right, so that's it pretty much for the MACD histogram. Can I think of any other good charts to show? The court today. Yeah, this was like the intraday of court, which exploded up. This moved from like 13 to 23. Look at this here. So, pretty solid histogram. Then we went negative. Then look at this. Exploded as the stock moved up. And then look at the pullback. Pullback right here, found support at 18. And then, but see on this too, see that's why it's late. If you just go by wait for the first green histogram candle, it was all, the stock was at 21 by the time it moved. So use your eye on this. As soon as this crossed over, you could have got it here or here, 18 to 20. So it's going to be lagging sometimes. And then see here the first negative. If you see charts a lot, you'll notice that's a huge bearish candle. More than these, and more than these. So, and then it went negative right here. So, that's how the histogram works. It's a lagging indicator a lot of times. Use it as a guide. And, use it on your daily chart a lot if you do swing trades or looking on that chart to see, where it's at with time frame. You're looking at it. So, you're day trading this, you say, this has been negative for so long. And then eventually, see how this one came up? It sort of decreased here. So selling pressure sort of relaxed, and then it really exploded today. So, all right, that's it. So MACD histogram, and you can have the lines in here too. That's what the lines will sort of cross over of the red and green line. So that is it. And we are out for today. Please subscribe and like the channel. Peace.